everyone, I am James Collins and I am a freshman and I play football at the University of Delaware, and today I present to you Frederick Fritz Pollard. Super excited to have you here, Mr. Pollard. Would you like to start off and tell everybody a little bit about yourself? Thanks for having me here, James. My name is Frederick Pollard, but many call me Fritz. I was many things in life, but mostly I was the first African American football player and head coach in the NFL. Wow, I always wondered, where did you get the name Fritz from? Well, James, it all started back when I was a kid. I was originally called Fred, but my German neighbors in the neighborhood started to call me Fritz, and then it began to stuck throughout my life. So here I am today with the name Fritz Pollard. So talk to me, Fritz. Growing up in a white neighborhood, it couldn't have been easy. Can you talk to me a little bit about that and your experience with that? I'll tell you one thing, it wasn't easy, but me and my family were accepted, and we only ran into harassment here and there from some visitors. But me and my family's biggest asset were we were financially independent. We didn't have to depend on any white folks. My father, John, owned his own barbershop, and he was known as one of the best barbers in town. In your career, you have had a lot of success. What helped you do it, and what has paved the way for you to be as successful as you are today? I like to dedicate most of my success to my ancestors, who were slaves in Virginia up until the Revolutionary War, where they were able to overcome all the odds against them and become free. This inspired me to overcome all the obstacles I needed throughout life and be successful. Oh wow, so it's believed that you were not only a football star, you were also a multi-sport athlete. Not many people know that about you. Yeah, throughout my time at Lane Technical High School in 1912, I played football, baseball, and track, and I was a 3-time county track champion. Seems you have accomplished a lot at your high school. How do they honor you now? My high school has named a field in Lane Stadium after me and has dedicated a plaque to my name on one of the neighborhood streets. I know you moved around to different colleges a lot. What has helped you make the decision on where you wanted to go? Originally, I set out to go to Dartmouth University to follow in my brother's footsteps, but after seeing the Van Winkle gates at Brown University, I knew that was where I was set out to go. Being black while attending one of the whitest colleges couldn't have been easy. Were there any problems you faced along the way? Well, coming in, I faced some admissions and eligibility issues, which caused me to get in there late. Then when I arrived, my teammates gave me a hard time, and I remember my first time walking in the locker room, my teammate John Butner stated, "I don't care what he calls himself, he's still a nigga to me." Wow, I cannot imagine going through all of that and facing the problems that you had to face. Yeah, it upset me a lot and the words stung me like a bee, but I prepared myself for racial insults throughout my experience and knew I had to stay mature. It takes a strong man to take hate the way you took it and still keep a cool head. Not only was I faced with racial insults from my teammates, I was also given the worst equipment there was. I received jerseys and socks with holes in them and they were worn down, and I received beat up shoes. When I went home, I had to have my dad sew my uniform together just so it would fit. While your time at Brown, you led your team to their first and only Rose Bowl. That must have been a special moment for you, considering all of the circumstances. Yeah, James, that made me the first African American to play in a Rose Bowl in 1916. And we also beat Harvard for the first time in school history, and that led me to be named the Walter Camp All-American team. What an accomplishment. Well deserved. It is said that you always found a way to make a way out of no way. Always eager to strive towards a goal no matter what it took. In the 1916 Yale Bowl, I had to enter through a secluded entrance because of how bad the racism was back then. Most know your career didn't stop after college. What led you to go to the NFL? I was up in Cleveland, Ohio for my senior year, finishing dental school, when Art Ronnie and Frank Need gave me a good offer to play in the NFL, so I took the offer in 1919, and by 1921, I became the first African-American head coach and football player in the NFL. In 1996, you no longer played in the NFL. How did this impact you and make you feel? It upset me, but life goes on, so I created my own professional team known as the Brown Bombers. Unfortunately, that ended in 1938 due to the Great Depression. So many challenges you have faced in your football career and your life. Most would give up, but you always made a way to stick to it and always achieve what you wanted to. Thank you for coming, and it is truly an honor to have you here today. Anytime. Thank you for having me on the show today. Give it up for Fritz Pollard, everyone. Frederick Pollard won numerous awards even after his death. The first award was in 1954 when Pollard was named to the National College Football Hall of Fame. His second award was when he was named to the Rhode Island Heritage Hall of Fame in 1967. Next, he was named to the Brown Athletic Hall of Fame in 1971. In 1973, Fritz was named to the National Black Hall of Fame. Fritz was named to the Brown University Honorary Doctorate in 1981. Additionally, he was named to the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 2005, 19 years after his death. Recently, in 2015, Frederick Pollard was inducted into the Rose Bowl Hall of Fame. Pollard is also showcased in the Madden NFL game as a free agent and is part of the game's Hall of Fame future. Brown University and the Black Coaches and Administrations dedicated an award to Pollard, which is presented to the college or professional coach chosen by the BCA as Coach of the Year. Fritz Pollard made a difference for other African Americans. Fritz Pollard made a difference for other African American coaches and players in the NFL, and the fight for equality still continues. Throughout his life, he has faced many obstacles and never gave up. He persevered through it all. And now many of the stars in the NFL today are African American and can be traced back to Fritz. Fritz Pollard's performance showed that the color of your skin did not matter. Courage is what mattered. Resilience is what mattered. Having a vision for society could be, as opposed to what society was, is what mattered.